Part 5 of using the steel tab is working with your snap to hold points. Notice here under the steel tab in the item box we've got snap to and we've got Z set as center and X set as center. This was added to the system to make it easy for us to tag and dimension from any part of a steel beam. For example, if we zoom in very closely to the steel beam we provide, you will notice that there is no line at the dead center of this particular beam. However, often draftsmen want to be able to dimension from the center of steel. So PractiCAD has added invisible lines that run through the top center, center, and bottom center of each steel beam. We can also dimension or tag from the sides, just by changing the snap to hold points. For example, in this tutorial, what we're going to do is we're going to grab a linear dimension tool, and there are separate tutorials on dimensioning. We're going to grab the linear dimension tool, and notice now that I have the nearest snap lit up and it's on the dead center of the beam. So when I move my crosshairs over, you can see that AutoCAD is the nearest node lit up. Very important when you do this that you have your object snap settings turned on. You will notice in the bottom of my screen I have object snap turned on. If you do not have it turned on, you will not see the node. Once it's turned on, we can choose where we'd like to snap from. So here you can see that we're actually getting a node right on the center. Even if we move our cursor here, it's still holding the center. However, if I switch the X to the right center, you can see that PractiCAD now allows me to dimension from the right. Same thing would be for the left. We can also adjust the Z axis for the bottom, top, and center by switching it in the combo box. So we're going to put two dimensions on the drawing. First, we're going to dimension from the right side by clicking here. Then we're going to come over to our fitting, and we're going to put in one dimension line. Then we're going to shift it, so we're going to dimension from the center of steel by changing the snap to combo box here. We're going to choose our linear dimension line again. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to click and then click on the duct. And we don't need to zoom into the beam because once we've got it set at center, we know that that line will be perfectly in the center of the beam. So snap to makes it very easy to work with dimension lines and tags utilizing our steel. This is also going to become very important when we get into how to use the point elevation tool, and there are separate tutorials on that.